Welcome back to Everything College. I'm your host, Christina Parker, supporting your college navigation while minimizing debt. So today I'm going to be talking about how I went from a D's and F's 2 weeks before finals up into B's and A's towards my final grade. So, I know there's a lot of y'all that are out there, but who are going into their finals week and maybe apprehensive or have anxiety towards your academics, right? And I kind of want to tell this story because this is one of my favorite stories to tell. I was in undergrad. I went to California State University of San Bernardino. I was an Arabic language, literature, and culture major at that particular time only. And I had just gotten out of a relationship. And I had learned a lot about myself and also experienced my first real heartbreak, right? And in that relationship, right, I was not doing well at all. I was in a quarter school, so we had three quarters throughout that year, right? And in fall quarter, I had got like C's. In winter quarter, I had got like all F's. And basically, my counselor was like, "You're on the verge of losing your financial aid for summer." So I wouldn't be able to attend to any summer classes or anything like that. And we broke up in the spring quarter and towards like the middle spring. And I was not going to classes. I was not turning in assignments. I was not doing anything that I needed to do to pass those classes, right? So we're 2 weeks before finals. And I'm like at the verge of, I'm going to quit school. I'm going to drop out of college at this point. And I'm just feeling defeated. I'm like, bruh, I proved everyone right. People said 97% of former foster youth do not graduate. People said this percentage of African Americans don't graduate. I'm just going to fit that statistic. So I remember I like looked at my grades before going to one of my, he was like the director of the Arabic program. His office. I think I had to get him to sign something. I do not remember exactly, but I looked at my grades, right? And I see I had like 3 D's and 1 F. And I was like, okay, either I'm going to pull off a C or I'm just going to get all F's. And at this point in my life, I was just like, I really don't care. So I go to his office hours, and I know he could just tell because I'm pretty sure I had tears in my eyes. I was crying on my way there. I was really just sad. I felt defeated. I was like, bro, like, man, like, how did I allow this to happen? How did I become from a 4.0 student to, you know what I'm saying, failing whole quarters to potentially about to fail another quarter in a row? So I went to him. He had someone else in the class. He was like, you know, Habibti, how are you doing? And, you know, X, Y, and Z. And I was just like, I'm fine. You know, like, but I know he could tell that I was sad. I was really just sad. He was like, well, you know what? Wait for me. I'm going to get done with this student, right? So I get done with the student, and we started talking. And he's like, well, are you going to the Arabic program? Because it was like a summer intensive Arabic program. And I was like, oh, that made me almost cry. I was like, I can't because I didn't. I'm starting to like choke up at this point. I'm like, I'm not going to pass my classes. I lost my financial aid for the summer. Because at this point, I think I had already lost my financial aid for the summer. And he was like, no. You're going to go to the Arabic program. And I'm just like, I can't because I lost my financial aid for the summer. I'm not doing good academically, da-da-da. So he takes me all the way down to the financial aid office, right? And he's like, Christina's going to go to the intensive Arabic program and we need her to get financial aid. And the lady is like, pulls up my information, was like, well, Christina isn't, because of academics, will not be able to receive financial aid over the summer. So Dr. Denny was like, oh snap, I said his name. But yes, Dr. Denny. Dr. Denny was basically like, well, can I speak to X, Y, and Z? This lady comes and he's like, you know, Christina's going to do all A's this semester. Is going to get over 3.0 this semester, basically. And I looked at that man and I was like, Who are you talking about? I just told this man I'm not doing good academically, and we are going into a few weeks into, you know what I'm saying, into finals week. Like, bruh, you think I could pull out a 3.0? And I'm like, and I didn't have, like, you know what I'm saying, those high D's. I had like those middle range low D's, okay? I was on the verge of like maybe getting a C, okay? So when he said this, I was just like, what? But he said it with so much like belief, like, yeah, this is what's gonna happen, and I'm going to I'm gonna vouch for Christina. And the lady was like, okay, Dr. Danny, you know, we trust you, da 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 da. And they re-gave me my financial aid for the summer. And they said, well, as long as you get a 3.0, we will make sure that you have financial aid for this summer. So I walked away, right? And I started crying. I was just like, yo, like, how does man gonna believe in me like that? Like, I was just so, because it was like the first time that someone was like, oh man, but it was the first time that someone was like, yo, you can do this. Like, you don't have to. I'm such a crybaby, y'all. But this was the first time that someone was like, you can do this. You have so much potential. You have so much worth, and I'm going to bet on you, right? This because I would bet on myself, right? But this was the first time that someone was like, I'm gonna bet on you. So I was the type of joy that made me feel in the middle of giving up on myself was just, it was mind blowing, right? And so I go back to my dorm, right? And I think that he goes and he emails, because obviously he's the director of the Arabic program. I'm taking basically all Arabic classes at this time. And I think he emails, I'm not sure, everyone was like, well, if Christina reached out to y'all, I want y'all to be lenient with her. So I was like, okay. So I'm at my dorm. I emailed my teachers that same day. I emailed my teachers and I say, I know I haven't, been doing the best, but I really do, want to give it my all. And I was wondering if I have any extra credit, if I could redo any assignments and X, Y, and Z. Every teacher basically said yes. We're 2 weeks before finals, right? They said yes. And I think I asked one of my teachers, I said, well, what can I do to try to get an A? Is it even possible? And she was like, well, yeah, you need to redo these assignments. You need to retake this test. And you have to get an A on your final. And I was like, okay, it's a possibility, okay? So just knowing it's a possibility, right? I'm like, okay, cool. So I do the extra credit that I need. I redo all my assignments. And then for my finals, I end up acing every single one. I aced every single final, right? And then I'm biting my nails, right, for my GPA, and I got a 3.4 GPA that year. 2 weeks before finals, having D's and an F, and not even those 69 D's. Now I had those 65, 64 D's, and to turn it around so drastically, simply because someone seen more in me. In that moment when I was willing to give up, when I was willing to just throw it all away, someone was like, you're worth more, you're capable of more, and I'm going to put my reputation, I'm going to put my trust, I'm going to bet on you, right? And a lot of y'all are like, well, Christina, why are you telling me this story? Why are you telling me this story? Because I'm betting on every single one of you. I'm betting on every single one of you. Nothing makes me different than you, right? At all. Nothing makes me different, right? We bleed the same. We're both human. We had our different life circumstances. Yes, you might be better at taking tests or whatever the case may be, but nothing makes me different. And even sometimes when we're towards the end and we think all is over, all we gotta do is find a little reason to push forward. And sometimes we can surprise even ourselves. And that was the first time that I had someone believe in me to that type of level, and that changed my entire life, literally. After that, my academics went scoring. I started taking 22 units. I hit my 3.0. I started joining clubs. Like everything just went a complete 360. And it started with someone believing in me and invoking me to believe in myself, and then me achieving something even when people thought it was going to be possible, including myself. And that made me realize that there's nothing that is impossible. I am capable of anything that I put my mind to. And this has led all the way up into this exact moment. So no matter how far you are from your finals, no matter what your grades are, what you can do is reach out to your teachers. Ask them if you can retake things. And if they say no, it's okay. Reach out to the director. Reach out to the director. Learn from this moment and know that you are capable of anything that you put your mind to. All you have to do is put in the work and the effort to achieve it. Now, this is Everything College. I hope that you subscribe, like, comment, all that. And until next time, stay studious.